How you feeling? Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, man. I'm good.
For sure. This
I'm
DJ
good.
Igor Beats from Bay Life. I appreciate your call, man.
For sure, all time, man.
Hey,
Right
I was just listening to your joint, man. You know, you got them timeless lyrics too.
What you mean?
Like they still fit. Your vernacular, the way you spit
okay.
it still fit with the times. You know, you still spanking them over the head with that microphone, man.
Right on, man. I appreciate that.
For sure.
I appreciate that.
I was bringing that up because I often, like, you know, the youngsters feel like they got bars. So I often, like, you know, compare the times. Us 30 years ago, them now, you know, with the same skill sets. You feel me? And I'm biased. I think the old school's still winning.
Yeah, because it's cause, you know why? Because the old school is mostly based upon artists that were students. You know what I'm saying? We studied the game and still study the game, where opposed to just jumping in thinking I got some heat, I got some fly lyrics, you know. So a lot of times, like now, I don't want to talk bad about the artists now, nothing like that, because I'm feeling a lot of people. But you know, they motivation was just different. They wasn't looking at it like from a standpoint of being a student. You know what I mean? A student of the game and understanding how how music is made.
Exactly. And not to mention that, you know, a lot of it was handed to them, so they couldn't appreciate it as much. We had to go find it, you know?
Man.
It didn't
go
exist
find
for
it,
us.
And a lot of times we didn't even think being a rapper wasn't even a thing to do. You know, it wasn't even a reality, really. It was just like the rappers rapped. You know what I'm saying? Now, everybody rap.
Right. As soon as they get a laptop, they a rapper.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody. Your little girlfriend tell you cute one day, oh, now you're feeling yourself. Now you got bars.
Right.
Oh, man.
That's exactly how it is. Man, I jumped in. I was so excited to jump into this interview, man. I love interviewing the icons from my day, man.
No.
I feel like I'm talking to my vinyl. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I feel like the records is on the phone.
Right on. I can dig that.
That's what's up. So Big Mac, tell the Bay Life radio world a little bit about yourself, please. Let them know how you got in the game and what you've been doing with it.
How I got in the game? Man, this thing can go long. I was a DJ at first.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was a DJ. I started off with a mixer from Radio Shack and two turntables. One turntable had a straight tone arm, and the other one, you know, didn't even have a pitch on the turntable.
hey, now which Radio Shack mixer was it? Was the one with no crossfader?
No crossfader.
Right,
no crossfader. I graduated from no crossfader straight to a new mark.
Right. Man, that's crazy.
But that came after rocking a many parties without a crossfader.
That's what's
from the 6th grade on.
See,
from the 6th grade on. I mean, I grew up doing that, DJing and strutting and breaking, and I even had my boy Tech, King Tech, Prince Ice. They DJ'd my house party when I was in the 7th grade.
That's what's
with
up.
no crossfader on my equipment.
With no crossfader. Some of these DJs wouldn't be able to survive back then, man. I'm just saying.
Oh man, here I go. Here I go. That's Jeff hitting me right now. He knew I'm in the interview when he texted me.
For sure. Shouts out to Jeff Quan. Jeff Quan is always on top of being on top of.
Man, shouts out to Jeff Quan. Let me tell you something about me and Jeff Quan. I've been knowing dudes since the kindergarten, man. We went to Notre Dame to Victoire together, man.
Hey, that's crazy because
I've been knowing dudes since the kindergarten, man.
You and him said the very first thing. He said, man, you know how long that's been my friend? I've known him since kindergarten.
Since kindergarten, we've been homies, man, playing
Man,
kickball and shit.
that's what's up. And so, man, so you was DJing, and then you got into the music. What made you want to switch over to the rapping?
Let me pull over real quick. 'Cause I'm driving. I'm Rona driving. Hold
Oh
on.
man, oh man, double threat.
I'm on third right now. I'm in Hunters Point. I'm in third. I'm on third. But what made me start rapping was I had a partner that was the DJ. I mean, that was the rapper. I was the DJ. He was the rapper, and I used to help him write and everything. And then all of a sudden, he got saved. He wanted to start. He started going to church and being into the church thing and all that, which is nothing wrong with that. I told him, man, ain't nothing wrong with that. Keep rapping though. He said, nah, I think I'm gonna quit. So me and the engineers at the studio was looking at each other one day, and they was like, "Well, looks like you a rapper."
Wow. Well,
looks like you a rapper, and I got to give a shout out to them, Rob Betts and Damon Pearson. They was called Hoopla at the time. They was a rap group called Hoopla at the time, and I used to go to their house every day for the studio, and because I was on work furlough, I was in jail for a year. So they signed all the paperwork so that the courts and all that, thought I was going to the studio for my job every day.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so they worked it so that every day I got to leave work furlough, leave the jail and go over to their house to the studio and kick it and make music and shit. And then so that's how I started rapping. And I was a DJ, but I was always writing on the under. I would go to the studio with the homies from the hood and do scratches for them and do beats for them, but I'd be writing on the under. I wouldn't let nobody know, nobody hear nothing. Then I let one of my partners, Tita Lee, hear something. Lord, rest in peace, Tita Lee. I let him hear something, and he looked at me and said, "Nigga, you sick."
Wow.
And he was one of the sickest in the hood. And he was like, "You sick as hell." Like
That's
that. So I started saying, what? I just started kind of believing it a little, but I still didn't let people hear. And so I kept DJing, and Hoopla and them got me to rapping and stuff. So I was rapping on the under. Then I heard that these dudes was doing a compilation. It was at the same time Herm was doing his. And so I was at the studio, watching everybody do their songs with Herm and all them. And then these dudes was doing a compilation. They call themselves the Fat Sack, right?
Fat Sack
they didn't
Records.
they didn't call themselves Fat Sack. Yeah, they call themselves We Got the Bomb. That's what they call themselves. We Got the Bomb. So I was like, I seen them on 3rd Street, pulled over, and I had a cassette of my beat, letting them know. And I was like, I'll rap. I want to put one of my songs on your compilation. They was like, okay, let us hear something. So then I spit, letting them know for them right there on 3rd, and it turned from them doing a compilation, because they had an artist already. They had Fly Nate the Bankster, and then they had some other artists running around there doing songs. When they had Hitman wasn't on their label, but Hitman was going over there doing music for them too. So it was me, Hitman, Fly Nate the Bankster, and then once they heard me spit, letting them know, they said, okay, no more compilation. We're doing an album for you.
That's what's up. Early sights of the talent, man. That's a good thing, man. So
yeah.
Let me ask you this, Big Mac. How you feeling about the rap game today?
That's a good question, and I've heard it being asked to a lot of people.
I like to ask the veterans this question because see, y'all got insight. A lot. I deal with a lot of young rappers, and they be like, "Man, OG, why y'all just don't move out the way?" I'm like, "Cause we done got older. We got more to say now." This
is my thing. I like the music today, the ones that I like, you know what I'm saying, and the ones I don't fuck with, right. Just like back then. Right. But the thing about that statement right there that you just said, that quote, excuse me, I'm smoking too, excuse me.
Oh yeah, me too.
The thing about that is, they say, OG, won't you move out the way and stuff. Rap music is the only music that when you get to a certain age, motherfuckers try to make you feel like you're too old to do it.
Right.
Motherfucker,
Mick Jagger didn't sit down.
motherfucker ain't said shit to Charlie Wilson running around. Is it Charlie? Ain't nobody said nothing to Charlie Wilson. Ain't nobody said nothing to Ron Isley. They legends now. I gotta give you that. But ain't nobody said nothing to to the R&B singers, to the rock singers, the pop singers, whatever. They want to do it to the rappers. Why do we want to alienate our own?
Right.
When at the same time we're not even in your way. I'm not even rapping about what I used to rap about no more. I ain't on the block getting it like that no more. I ain't running around with pistols no more. So it's got to be an avenue for me to spit what I want to spit, and for the people that can relate to me can get to that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear raindrops, drop top, smoking. I like that and I jam that, but damn, I ain't got no Uzi no more. I'm not cooking up no coke no more. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
for those of us that stand in our lane, we still got something to say. Shit.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
Yeah, I'm an older motherfucker now. I grasped to the fact that I'm an older dude and I'm gonna stay in my lane, but shit, I still got something to say, and it's gonna be spit better than it was back in the day. To tell you the truth, because
Exactly. And what's the trip is, if you really look at it, artists today, they started a whole lot earlier than we did. You know what I'm saying? We was a little older. You know what I'm saying? When I got into rap, the artist was, they was already about to be in college.
right,
You know?
right,
So,
absolutely, and everything is different now to the point where evolution of the computer and internet and all that type of stuff that made it to the point where you kind of like you're out of touch, but those likes and those views make you think, put you in a state of feeling like you somewhere where you
right.
you feel like you made it. You know what I'm saying? Your video come out, you up to a couple 100,000 views, and you keep doing that on YouTube, and you start thinking, hey, I'm here, I'm right there. Whereas when I was coming up, I didn't even have no album ready. I didn't have nothing. All I had was a cassette tape from the studio that I had. And if I went to a club or a show, I went to the 30 Plus one night, and let me tell you who was the lineup: Rappin' Forte, JT the whole Get Low, Quinn, Demo, Seth, RBL, 11-5.
Damn, you said old school
the whole
Seth.
city. The whole city is up in 30 Plus one night, and my boy Herm had just introduced RBL, and they went on, and then Rappin' Foe went on, and then my boy JC, he I used to call him a gorilla because every time I try to get on the mic or want to perform, I would just give him my cassette, and when he say take it head towards the stage, that meant he was going to put the DJ in a chokehold. You know what I'm saying? Go to the stage because he about to play your shit. You know what I'm saying? So I gave him my shit. He said, go to the stage. I started walking to the stage. Next thing you know, letting them know, come on. So this is after Forte rap. This is after RBO rap. And this is like in 93. 93. So they know. Nobody knows me. And I do letting them know. Man, later on that night, I was getting love from everybody. I mean, it was like that was the day that I felt like, okay, now this shit is legit now, because now they looking at me as not only their peers, they looking at me like, as man, this nigga dope as fuck.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Because the way how you just explained that, I kind of understand, a little bit clearer why the youngsters, they go for the likes, because basically what you did was you stood up to get your approval with the people that was already in, and they opened the door and greeted you in after you showed you was worthy.
Exactly, and that wasn't guaranteed. I was just doing my thing, and then after the show, the reception after the show, I'm talking about from not just Hunters Point, because but Fillmore, man, Get Low, the whole Get Low, Lakeview, Ballhead, Cougnut. I mean, I knew Cougnut and all that before rap. I knew Ballhead. I went to elementary school with Ballhead and Selsky as well. I've been knowing them since the 4th grade. So So for them to go ahead and accept me and then look at me like, "Oh, you rap now?" You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, like okay. It was something else, man. It was something else, and I was flipping my own beat. So
see, even, you know what? That's a trip you said that because even that aspect of the game now, you know, it seemed like it went from we used to search for little unique samples that nobody ever heard to make a beat to now all the way up to they will take your whole instrumental and rap over it with your same cadence.
man, they they sure will, but they will do it without even knowing who you are.
Thank you. What is that? What is that?
They will do it without even knowing who you are, and it won't even give you the. I don't know. You know what? That's a double-edged sword to me too, because I feel like that's homage in a way, because they feeling it. You know, they feeling it.
Right.
But their ego is too much for them to actually verbalize the homage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And see, that's the part to me that threw it in the bag of biting. You know what I mean? Because you didn't say where you got it from, and you didn't thank me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You have to add that little footnote in there so that it don't look like you bite, or so it don't feel like you bite. You telling us, you kind of like giving them a synopsis of why you even did the song or where the song came from by letting them know. Just like you know, Kendrick Lamar. You hear him rap a certain way, right? And you hear him do his thing, and that boy busts so intricate, and his lyrics is every line you gotta pay attention, right? But then you'll hear him drop little lugs like big ballin' with my home, and it's like you could tell. He'll tell you, I was rolling around bumping E40.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was rolling around bumping 40. So that'll tell you, man, this dude, he rapped his way. He got his own lane, but he grew up like a student.
Right.
And one of his favorites was one of our favorites. You know what I'm saying? Much younger than me, but one of his favorites is still one of my favorites. So
exactly, I feel that. That's crazy. I'm waiting and praying that I see the next level of the hip hop game. I wanna see some of these young rappers get older. I'd like to see what they do as an older artist. You know what I mean? Especially all these artists that's killing everybody in the first verse.
yeah, all these right studio gangsters.
For sure.
The studio gangster. And you know what? Ain't nothing wrong. I always say this. Ain't nothing wrong with being a studio gangster. Just remember, the words that you spit, you might have to prove one day. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
You might have to prove it one day. And it's a big might. It's a big might. Somebody gonna test you. So, you know, keep that in the back of your mind while you spitting your lyrics. Maybe you want to throw in there that if you have to, it's on an emergency need to stay alive basis or something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but you got to have some kind of transparency in your music to let them know you're human and you're just not a killing machine. And I don't know. To me, they don't tell their story or get it over in a way that lets you know who they are. They just, you know, it's a character.
Right. And then they walk around being the character and forget who they are. That's crazy. But hopefully
not realizing that character that you speak of, that killer that you speaking of, killers don't talk. And real G's know how to move and wiggle in a certain manner that other real G's recognize. So
exactly.
you doing this and you acting like that, I can tell you fake. Now at the same time I can tell you real. Like JT said, gang recognize gang. I could tell if you real, or I can tell also if you done been around a lot of real motherfuckers and all you is a sponge.
For sure. That's real good.
Ain't nothing wrong with none of that, because really we just talking about music and we talking about entertainment. And if the song is jamming, it's jamming.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's just a fine line in between, and you got to know which is which. You know. So as far as the music today, Big Mac, you feel like you gonna jump back in it?
I'm all right. I ain't never left. I'm still in it. I always record, but right now I got 3 projects. 2 of them that's already. We didn't drop the first 2 videos for them projects this week. One is Big Mac and King Reeves called the G Template, and that's my boy King Reeves. He was on my label with me for a while, and we was the ones on the label getting treated like stepchildren. We felt like we was the dopest on the label, yet somebody else was getting pushed a little harder than us, and somebody else was getting the diamond chains and getting all that. So we always had this chip on our shoulder. So now that we, of age and shit, and got some cool little jobs and everything, we didn't put our own little money together. So that's one project, the G Template. The next one is I did a group album with Four Below. That's a group considered a Dino Black, Raw Fall, and my boy Mack King.
That's old school,
Malcolm.
folks.
Yeah. So I had did a song with them, and we was doing a video, and I told my boy Dino, I said, man, y'all ready to work? Let's just do an album. If y'all ready, I see y'all ready to work, and I'm working, so let's do it, because we got one shot, one kill at this point, at this age. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we trying to get back in there and get into the young niggas' lanes and all that. Nah. We trying to stay in our lane and provide some music for our era. You know what I mean? And if they dig it, they dig it.
Exactly.
They dig it, they dig it. When I come out the studio, just like back in the day, man, you go to the studio and you do your session, and at the end of your session, San Quinn might come in because he got a session right after you. Right. And now he listening to what you just did that day. You know what I'm saying? And now and you can tell if they feeling it or not from the reaction, if it's organic or not. Now I'm in the studio and I'm crisscrossing with youngsters. Sometimes they listen and they ain't even tripping. Sometimes, but some of them, the ones that really listen to lyrics, be like, "Oh damn, dude's spitting. Who is that?" And then they start, doing their homework, and they be like, "Come on, I used to bump dude back in the day." You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't the type of dude to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm Big Mac, I'm this, I'm that." Nah, I don't do none of that, man. I'm real humble. I say you wouldn't even think I'm a rapper if you see me in real life. You'd be like, you wouldn't even know unless you know me. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what's up. Big Mac, how you feeling about recording right now with technology? You come back from the day I used to see y'all rapping. I had to learn what SMPTE time code and striping the tape was. And I still ain't got a youngster under 30 to explain it to me. I'm like, youngster, do you know what striping the tape and SMPTE is? They like, huh?
Nah, they don't even know what a reel is.
Right. So
they don't know what an A-dad is. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what none of that is. They basically they got programs with the computer now. You upload your song, and in 45 seconds you got a mastered version of your song, which I will not fuck with. Some of my boys do, but I do not fuck with that. I still get it mastered the old way. I don't care if it costs more or take more time. I still mix and master. They don't even do that these days. They don't mix and master. They go to the studio, do their verse, and the one that they take home is the one they rocking.
Hey, that's crazy you say that, because see, that one thing right there, I feel like that's what's done kept me in the recording game, because I still master old school. And the young cats be like, man, how you get your music to sound like that? Because it's full, like their music is full, but it's a little bit warmer. You know what I mean?
A little bit warmer, got a little bit more depth, got a little bit more texture. It's got texture.
Yeah, there you go. See, you know what I'm talking about. You feel me?
Yeah, it's got texture, and you can hear it. You can hear it when the music come on. That's why a lot of young artists sometimes are benefiting from engineers and older producers who've been in the game, and they putting their touch on it after they do their thing. You know what I'm saying? So that they can benefit. They are benefiting from that too.
Exactly. That's the spice on the steak, man.
And that's what I try to do with younger artists. All the artists I work with and all that. Most of the time, this is the thing. Most of the time, after I do my vocals and stuff, a lot of young artists learn just by watching me do my vocals, how I do my ad-libs, my tracks and all this. And they realize that, you know what, my ad-libs is written in there like lyrics. My pauses are written in there like lyrics. Everywhere my cadence, if you look at my rap, which is written on paper with ink, not on my phone, you can see the edits and how I'm making the verse go. So after I do my lyrics, a lot of times I've heard artists, when I hear they works later on, I hear my tricks in their lyrics.
Right. Like, oh, you was listening.
I hear my tricks in their lyrics, and as a DJ, I stole these tricks. I want to say I stole them. I bit them. I sponged them from artists like Slick Rick. You know what I'm saying? Artists like Heavy D. Artists like Big Daddy Kane, Rakim. I sponged these tricks from them, and being from the West Coast, and what I spit about in my whole little, you know, my swag or whatever you want to call it, style, it hides where I sponged it from.
That's what's up. That's what's up. See, real game. That's how you pass it on, though. That's how you pass the baton on.
That's how you pass it on. A lot of times rappers think that, okay, when you write a rap in your head, your mind will write way more words than what your mouth can spit out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's when you get this, they call it mumble rap, or they rapping too fast and you can't even hear the lyrics or whatever. But then if they see somebody go in there and execute that shit in a certain manner, now you got a formula for what you want to do.
You know what? It's funny you say that, man, because that one aspect happened. I'm working with a young artist now, and he came in, and his rap was dope, right? But it just felt like he had too many words in certain lines, right? So as he trying to spit it, bring that back, bring that back, bring that back, bring that back. One more time, I'm like, I get a chance to learn his lyrics, right? I go in, I say, why don't you try to spit it like this and take these? Nah, man, that ain't how I spit it. And I'm like, well, just, all right, I said, listen to this. And I spit what he wrote, right? His mouth dropped open like, you just rewrote my song.
With his own lyrics, though, that's why he shouldn't take that wrong. Because it's all I'm doing is helping you edit. I just hear where it needs to be edited. That's where people like Puff come in. That's Puff ain't no get on the keyboard producer.
No.
Puff is what you call a director, a conductor, a maestro. You know what I'm saying? So he knows like how you should word that or what have you and all that. And then he come in with it. That's right. You know what I'm saying? He come in with his ad-libs. But I do that all the time as well. And sometimes they take it, sometimes they don't. But sometimes it just depends on who the artist is and how I'm working with them. If they, you know, paying me for a verse or something like that, I ain't telling them nothing. They already got to the point where they doing what they doing. If they want to watch how I do mine and sponge it from there, then that's fine. But if it's an artist that's working with me on my music, my project, I'm about to tell you what I think you should say. I'm about to tell you, and then if you don't like it, you don't have to be on it. Because when it comes to music, I'm a kind of a perfectionist, and I'm kind of an asshole in that aspect. Like, you know, if it's mine and I don't like it, I ain't using it.
Hey, that's crazy. And actually, by design, how that bring the best out of us. We do kind of got to get real strict. You know what I'm saying? Because we love it so much, you know?
Because you love it so much, man. And it man, I don't even know how to explain the love of music, to tell you the truth. I can't sing. I want to be a singer. That's how I can explain it. A lot of rappers will tell you they would rather be singers if they could, but they can't, so we got to rap.
Right. That's right. I mean, and they singing, all they doing is really rapping with a tune, you know what I'm saying? Most of them, because it rhymes. What they saying, it rhymes. You know?
Right. Yeah, but I grew up wanting to be Michael Jackson, wanting to be Prince, wanting to be the fat dude in New Edition.
Wait,
you know, I wanted to be
the real Michael Jackson, the Michael Jackson with the nose and the afro Michael Jackson.
The real Michael Jackson. I grew up being in my room trying to sing Rock With You and all. As a matter of fact, my mama bought Off the Wall album for me when I was in the 4th grade. And we had a Halloween party at school, and we didn't have no music. We had the little turntable. We didn't have no music. Nobody brought no music. I called my mama, and she brought my Off the Wall album. And my 4th grade class, this is when I started figuring that I wanted to be a DJ, because she brought my little Off the Wall, and then she brought some other 45s that I had. She brought some 45s I had. So I started playing my music and all that, and I started playing Off the Wall. Next thing you know, all the classes was in our class. The 8th graders was in there partying with us. And for me, I looked around like, damn, I got the 8th graders in here. I'm in the 4th grade. I was like, damn, the 8th graders is treating me like I'm cool because I got off the wall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, man, this is crazy. So that's kind of like what started my love for music and everything. The reaction I got from just even having the music.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Hey, that's amazing. Just to, and that's a big shout out to Michael Jackson. Rest in honor. You know what I mean? Because again, that's timeless music, man. You know what I'm saying? It's music that transcends through the generations. And that's crazy because I could just imagine how the 8th graders treated you before. You know what I'm saying? They knew about you. You know what I'm saying? Off the wall.
Well, it was like this. Before they treated me like, okay, you know, hey, little fat guy, whatever, the dudes or whatever. And the girls always treated me like, oh, he's cute, you know, all this and that. But then when I started bringing my big radio, my ghetto blaster to school, and then, like, after that day, in the 4th grade, I started bringing my ghetto blaster to school. I started being the man at recess. Because at recess, you could come sit next to me, and I'm jamming. I'd have already, put it like this. On Sundays, KPOO used to play all the stuff that the radio wasn't playing. You could hear all the new stuff coming, the 8th Wonder from Sugar Hill, the stuff that just wasn't going to be on the radio. But now I'm taping the shit off KPOO on my cassette, and then I'll edit it afterwards to make sure you get that that line wouldn't come in. KPO on your radio dial, 89.5. I get that out of there and then lie to everybody. Everybody thought I had all the records. Nah, I'm taping off the radio.
Come on, we used to call that pause mixing.
I was a pause mix king.
That's what's up.
I was a pause mix king. And when I learned how to hook some jacks up to the back of the radio, like with a partner that has another radio and I could get music from him, it was over. It was over. I had a dude in my neighborhood named Antoine Valentino. And I didn't know, all I know about Antoine Valentino was he older than me, he fly, he always wearing Fila sweatsuits, but he got a ghetto blaster like me, right?
Right.
So I got at him one day like, hey, you know, can I get that song from you? You know, and he was like, for sure, you know, oh, it's good, young G, it's good. So he had it to the point where he used to leave me in his house, in his room, and it was cool with his mom and all that. And I'd have his radio hooked up to my radio, and I'd just be taping songs from him, getting music from him, and he wouldn't even be there. He'd be out with the girls doing this thing, and he wouldn't even be there. Later on in life, not later on, but as time go by, like, you know, that year later, I find out that this dude is a sports star at school. He the man in the city, one of the top quarterbacks, top basketball player, all this, and he's my homie. And I didn't know he was any of that. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. And you chilling at his house without him.
Without him.
That's crazy.
Without him. So once I learned how to hook them jacks up, it was over with, man. That was well before the realistic the mixer. I got the mixer shortly after that. See, that's another thing. My parents, my dad and mom, got tired of me. Like when they go to work, like I was an independent kid since the 4th grade. I was taking the bus back and forth. You know what I'm saying, from home and school, and going home by myself.
Yeah.
So they got tired of when they got home from work, all their shit would be in my room. I'm talking the speakers, the turntable. I done took the whole stereo thing out of the living room and put it in my room because I'm having a concert in there.
Right. Right.
So my parents supported me with that aspect of it. When I wanted to buy a mixer, they didn't know what the hell for. Went to Radio Shack, bought me a mixer, and as I was like 6th grade, I hooked that thing up, started learning how to do things, and they stopped getting mad at me. They just allowed me to take their turntables. And then when I realized I could get some turntables that the pitch moved, I could adjust the speed and mix like this. So it got to the point where quickly, by the 7th grade, I had two legit turntables, not 1200s yet. I had 2 legit turntables and a legit Not even the Newmark yet. I had a pyramid mixer. That was the second one. It was a pyramid. So I was mixing and doing tapes. I'll make you a 90-minute tape for free. You know what I'm saying? For free. I was doing that for the neighborhood and people at school, and that turned into me DJing the parties at school. And when I got into high school, I bought some. My mom bought me some Technique 1200s and a coffin, and it was on from there, man. It was on from there.
Come on,
I
man.
I DJ battled. You know, I ain't never rap battled, but I done had many a DJ battles.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Sound like you gonna have to get back on the turntables, man.
Absolutely. I did some scratches for my new album just the other day at Sean T House. I was talking to Sean. That's another thing. I'm doing some production with Sean T. He producing a lot of stuff for my new shit. But shouts out to Sean, man, the Beat King. He told me, I heard some shit. He said, listen about one of my songs. And I heard the scratches, and I said, who did that? He said, I did. I used to be a DJ. I said, ain't this a bitch? I said, where are the turntables? He said, in my closet. So my session last week, pulled them out, and I still got it. It took me about 30 minutes to warm up and everything, but I still got it. And the funny thing about it, I was cracking up because I was catching cramps in my arm afterwards. From scratching and shit. I'm like, ain't that a bitch? Right. Why are they catching cramps in my wrist and shit, man? I'm like, damn. But yeah, I am thinking about getting back into it. I am thinking about getting back. But like I said, staying in my own lane. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to take over for Rick Lee and all them, even though, you know, I used to DJ when they started. When My Emotions started. I battled Cuba back at Holy Names? Not Star of the Sea in 86, 85.
Damn. Come on.
He had his crew, I had mine, and they had way bigger speakers than me. They had more speakers. I only had 2 top ends and 1 bottom end, and I tell you, I rocked it. I held my own with him. I want to say I won because I had the hood on my side.
Huh. That's what's up. Old school. But you got to, you know what? I'm sitting over here. You gonna have to do your documentary. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some behind the scenes that connect the in the scenes. You know what I mean?
The behind the scenes is crazy, real crazy. From just Hunters Point, or even just before that, with just the city. From the I don't like the name drop, but really I like the King Tech and Prince Ice. Them is my partner. That's Rod and Rich to me. Right. That's not King Tech and Prince Ice. That's Rod and Rich to me. You know what I'm saying? We used to break dance every day together. Then I used to go over their house. Their dad used to let me stay in the room, stay in the house, and mix while they was gone. You know what I'm saying? It's just that would be a cool documentary. I could connect a lot of dots with a lot of people.
Man, these youngsters need it, especially in this music, because it's like they don't know where to research the hip-hop in their region. I mean, I'm seeing that up here in Northern Cali. It's like,
you know, the thing is that they don't want to because they don't like it, and that's the part where I gotta understand them at. If they don't like it,
okay,
then you know what I'm saying? It's like trying to force feed it. I as fat as I am, I don't eat too many foods. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat that much. People always crack up like, well, damn, nigga, what do you eat? Because I'm funny style with my eating and everything. So I can understand that if they don't like it, they don't even feel nothing about the vibe. Then why do they don't have no interest? You know what I'm saying? So they can only go back to where they have interest at. So if you coming out now, I would say for them to go back, it would be artists like Jeezy and Gucci Man and you know what I'm saying? That's them going back.
The furthest I hear back from a youngster is Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Rest in honor. But that's as far as,
that's only because they see videos or they hear it on the radio and they know what story they think they know now. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's real intriguing when you listen to pop music and then you know he beefed with a whole coast. It wasn't really a whole coast, but he made it look like that. And
right.
But they put it all together, and that's why he's interesting to him. But when for us, he's hot to us because we was there when he was all around with the underground. When I come around, girl say I'm down. We was there for that. You know what I'm saying? So we was there for the I gotta get mine. You got to get yours. We was there for all that, them little collabs and the deer, you know what I'm saying? We was there for that when those dropped. And so when Death Row came, that maturity and that whole little metamorphosis that he made even took him to the next level. So we was there for all that. They in it for the quick view of Pac. They wasn't there for the whole organic. You know what I'm saying?
Right, the growing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, because if it was, they would understand that Pac was a student of the game as well. And the artists that Pac liked would have surprised you.
Exactly. Because they wasn't all just artists, if you really think about it. A lot of them was poets, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of them was poets. But just in the like a way of like Pac loved Forte. You know what I'm saying? Pac loved Forte.
Yeah.
And you could tell any chance he had, he'd put Fo on. You know what I'm saying? He liked Fo. And it was because Fo is an artist. Fo, you put Fo around any rapper, and if they start rapping, Fo gonna start rapping. He gonna have a rap for your rap. Same with Quinn. Don't try to. Man, let me tell you. One time, I know we digressing off Pac, but I just thought of this whole little thing. One time, we in the studio, we in the Point, and Quinn came in, and everybody in there, like 11-5, Cold World, UDI, RBO wasn't in there. They was doing their thing, but we all in the studio, and Quinn come in, right? And everybody busting verses and all that, and then Cool Nut there too, Ballhead there too. And then Quinn, let me tell you something. Quinn shut the whole studio down, going verse for verse and killing everybody's verse.
Damn.
Only one, there was only one verse he didn't kill. Because Tay would always, Tay had never battled. But if somebody dope came around, Tay always had one that would shut the whole party, that would shut the whole house down at the end. So I was a witness to that. Quinn shut everybody down, then Tay came in and shut everybody down.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Man, Big Mac, I'm seeing him give me the red light. Cause we'll talk about this all morning. I love the old school, man, and I really appreciate you spending some time giving the Bay Life Radio world some of that good history, man.
Right on, man. Right on. We're gonna do it again, man. We're gonna do it again. And let me go ahead and throw this out there too. I'm doing comedy too now. I did a few sets out at Tommy T's, and that's the next move for me.
Okay. Well, before you bounce too, give them your connections. How can the people reach you and hear what you're doing?
I'm on Instagram at Big Mac the Mack Truck. I'm also on Facebook, Big Mac, and ain't either one of them. I ain't started a Twitter thing yet because shit, it was all too much for me. You know what I'm saying? A girl hooked up my Facebook a couple years ago and all that, so I never was really into it. But now that I'm into it, I might start a Twitter. But that's it. On Instagram at Big Mac the Mack Truck, and then on Facebook, Big Mac.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, like I said, man, we appreciate the time you spent with us. Before we get out of here, though, is it anybody you want to give shouts out to? Say what's up to?
I'm going to give a shout out to the people I'm working with right now, King Reed, and then Fo Below as well, because we working. I'm going to give a shout out to Sean T, the B Kings. I'm going to give a shout out to my little cousin, Tay from 11-5, T Gunner, and my family, man. And at this time, I want to give a shout out to all of us, man, because right now, what we're going through is unprecedented. You know what I'm saying? We'll never forget this time, and we've never been through a time like this. I don't care about what they talk about, plagues and all that happening. This is what's happening to us right now. So it's so important. And let me tell you, this time right now is making or breaking people. It's the emotional scars that we're going to have from this and from a lot of people being alone at this time. It's real significant. So I want to give a shout out to everybody because we really going through something right now. And what I mean by everybody, I mean everybody because this thing is not discriminate. You know what I'm saying? So at all. So we might as well throw the races out the book, throw all this other shit that we used to, quantize things about. We can't do it with this. There's no quantizing this. There's no counting this. This right here is the invisible man, and we all in the same fight. That's why you see Puff. That's why you see Puff and all them growing their hair. Their hair is coming back gray and all that. Puff walking around looking like Danny Glover.
Right. No barber. Everybody in the house wondering what's going on.
So what I want to know is when we get back to a certain point of normalcy, because it'll never go back. Just like after 9/11, it'll never go back to being the same. But when we get to a certain point of normalcy, are people going to still be dyeing their hair, or is we going to start a trend and just let it go natural and do our thing from here on out? Because I'm really interested to see in what a lot of these artists that's we seeing their hairlines looking like the Euphrates Valley and all that. I'm really interested to see what they gonna do when it's time to try to give a visual again. You know what I'm saying? Is they gonna go back to dyeing their shit or whatever, or is we not gonna be that shallow no more? I don't know.
Hey, that's a great question because man, the cosmetic industry was winning with all that fake hair and dye and
winning, and now it don't even matter.
Right. We seeing actors with a whole head of gray, and you know what I mean.
It don't even matter with hairlines that's looking like scribble scrabble. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I already knew it, but because I never threw no dye or nothing on my beard. I just let it go because I feel like the gray in my beard should tell you everything. Right there, all in one spit. It should tell a female what age appropriate is, appropriate to holler at me. It should tell the other homie where I'm at in the game. And it should tell you everything. This gray should tell you everything if you want to fuck with me or not.
Real spill right there, man. Thanks, Big Mac. Hey, and I want to say shouts out to Jeff Quan, By the Pound Media. Jeff, you a genius. He always hooking us up with great icons such as yourself. We gonna tap back in with you, especially since we know you making some more new music, man. I told you from the beginning, I like whooping the youngsters over the head with the real OGs, man. It just, to me, it make it work harder.
I got some new shit coming. Like I said, King Riggs, Big Mac, and then the Four Below. We just dropped 2 singles. The one from King Riggs and Big Mac is called Out Here. I put that video on Facebook and Instagram. And the new single with Four Below is called Stripper Music. And I put that video on Facebook and Instagram. It's also on YouTube as well, but now, yeah, those are the 2 singles we coming in. And this summer, I got 3 new projects. And when I say this summer, I mean next month. I mean right now.
Right, because it is around the corner while we talking about it.
I mean right now. They ready to go. So, and this is the perfect time to go ahead and just put it out there. I got ears. I got eyes.
For sure. Well, you do your thing, man, and we gonna tap back in with you and make it happen.
Much love.
My
I
grandmama
appreciate
keep
it.
flashing this light, man. I want to thank you again, and keep up the great work, man.
Okay, for sure.
For sure. Peace. Live on BayLifeRadio.com. That's Big Mac, y'all.
Hey.
Y'all heard him in the background with that, right there, that Big Mac microphone. I'm about to play that out here, though. We about to get in your earpiece like this. Live on BayLifeRadio.com. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, yeah, what y'all doing with my music over there? There you go.
Dreams hella sliced up, Freddy Krueger. Who's getting harder every day, trying to chase Gouda.